Hi there, this is Ranjit and welcome to 155th live tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And this live Q&A is brought to you by Lenovo Z UK. And you have to post your questions using Twitter, using the hashtag that is known as askgeekyranjit. And if you're not following me on Twitter, it's a good idea to follow me on Twitter. It's fine. Audio is coming. So yeah, it's working, and let's quickly move to the questions. Let's take up the first question. This is an iPhone related question, iPhone 7 related question we got from Harsha. He's asking, I want to listen to music with wired headphones on the iPhone 7 while charging. Harsha, I don't think so that is possible on the iPhone 7, because if you're going to use a wired headphone, it just has one lightning cable and you cannot simultaneously charge. That's the issue with the iPhone 7. So if you really want to listen to music and charge your phone, earphones. So yeah, Apple has removed the headphone jack, and that is one of the major flaws. You can't charge at the same time and put a wired headset. Let's move to the next question. Oh, Ash also has asked a question. I'll take that up. This is by Parvez. He's asking, does OTA updates excluding Android version updates? Excluding Android version updates consume storage space? I haven't personally seen on K5 Note. You don't have to worry about software updates. What they do is they will replace the old stuff. So they generally don't take up a lot of space. When the new update is installed, it will remove the old files that are sort of unnecessary. Also, it's a good idea to actually clean up the cache. Just go to the storage and clean up the cache after the updates. Okay, let's move. This is a question from Ash. This is regarding the new MacBook Pros. He's asking, do you love the new touch bar on the MacBooks? Ash, actually, you should watch the video that I posted about 2 odd weeks. My thoughts on the MacBook Pros. Are they really the pros? That should answer a lot of questions that you have in your head. And frankly speaking, Apple was touting a lot about that touch bar, that it will be really useful for editors and stuff. But let's be practical, man. While doing video editing, do we look at the damn keyboard and do the editing? No, you just look at the screen. So I frankly feel that's sort of in the gimmick department, and Apple is sort of losing it. The iPhone 7 also is just what? In design, not a big leap up from the 6S. So yeah, for me, the touch bar is sort of a gimmick. Anyways, let's quickly move to the next question. Okay, let's quickly move. Okay, getting a lot of computer related questions. I'm just going to take one question per user. This is by Thomas. He's asking, which one is worth buying? OnePlus 2, okay. Lenovo ZUK Z2, okay. Leico LE Max 2. My priority is camera and performance. I would say the Leico LE2 Max 2 might have the best camera performance among these smartphones. But again, with the Leico LE2 and the LE2 Max, some of the units are having quality control issues. That's the reason that I was not recommending. But I feel between the OnePlus 2, Lenovo ZUK Z2 and the LE Max 2, the LE Max 2 might have the best camera performance. Let's move. This is next question, computer related, from Prasad. He's asking, is there something called the Surface phone coming in the future, and is Windows Phone completely dead? There were a lot of rumors regarding the Surface phone, but as of now, if you notice in the last couple of months, 2-3 months, those rumors have sort of died down. So, and also after the Lumia 950 and the 950 XL, we aren't seeing a lot of Windows Phone or any new thing about it. So I'm not very sure if the Surface phone will come or not. At this point, guys, we know the Windows Phone is almost sort of dead. The market share they have been losing. They had the highest they gained was around 3%, but now it has also dwindled. So I'm not very sure about Windows Phone. Microsoft is sort of pushing the Surface a lot. They have a good success with the Surface Pro 4 and the Surface Book. But Windows Phone, they were not having a lot of success. That's the fact. Let's move. Some of you are asking about Android Nougat update for Android One devices. Not very sure, guys. What's the update scenario? The Nexus are getting the 6P and stuff, whatnot. But Android One, I'm not very sure because some of them run on the very low-end MediaTek chipset. So I'm not very sure how would be the experience. Let's move. And this is by Ankesh. He's asking, this is the end of 2016 is near. So can you do a camera comparison of all the flagships of 2016, including Pixels and the iPhone? Let's see if I get time, Ankesh. I'll try to do that. But just last week I posted, camera review in terms of video recording. Which one is a better between the Galaxy S7, the iPhone 7 and the Pixel XL. So that was an interesting video. Some very interesting results we got. People always used to think that iPhone do the best in camera, but in video it was surprisingly very different. So let's see. I won't promise regarding static pictures, but if I get time, definitely I'll try to review. Okay, this is an interesting question. This is from, what is this? Shiritz. He's asking, if you had an opportunity to choose a smartphone, what specs would you prefer from each smartphone brand? Going about each smartphone brand will take me 5-10 minutes. So quickly, I would say, latest in the high end, I would prefer the Snapdragon 820 or the 821. Frankly speaking, I've been using the Pixel. This is the Pixel XL. I also recently just purchased 2 days ago the Pixel regular one, and I have this OnePlus 3 also. In terms of day-to-day performance, I would say 21. So yeah, a good processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and really well optimized. That's my highest thing, because I've also used the Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, and even the Note 7. And though they were very powerful devices, I would give the edge in terms of fluidity, and personally what I like to the OnePlus 3 and the Pixel, because how fluid they were compared to the Samsung counterparts. Though the Samsung counterparts, the S7 Edge and the Note 7 had a lot more bells and whistles in terms of hardware, I used to notice some minor lag here and there. That's not the case with the Pixel, and even I would say to a good extent with the OnePlus 3. So manufacturers should actually put a lot of attention to the software optimization, and I feel here Apple with their iOS does a great job. That's one of the reason I would say the Pixel in terms of hardware and design is sort of boring, but I feel as of now it's one of the best, most fluid Android experience that you can get. Yeah, would I like the Pixel to be changed a little bit? Yeah, the speakers suck, the design is boring, but in terms of performance, it gets the job done. And battery life was surprisingly very good. So I have a lot of expectations from Pixel to whenever next year, if it comes. Okay, let's move. This is by Yash. He's asking, is Pixel your daily driver? If yes, then why? Yash, I just answered. I was using the Pixel XL. This is actually a review on it, and I generally don't like very big phones. So I just recently, about 2 days ago, purchased this regular Pixel because this is smaller, fits easily in a hand. And yes, as of now, I'm using this as my personal primary driver. Overall, as I told you, it's one of the most fluid Android phones that I've used. Camera is surprisingly very, very good. Because I keep posting stuff on social media, and generally smartphone is what we have in our pocket. So I use the smartphone on the camera. What do you say? Smartphones. The cameras on the smartphones a lot. So that way I like the Pixel. The camera is good. Very fluid experience. Battery life is good. So yeah, as of now, Pixel is my primary driver, I would say. I would have loved to use even the S7 Edge, but S7 Edge is super slippery, and still my wife uses the S7 regular one. I still notice some minor lag with the S7 at times daily. Once you get used to the fluidity of a Pixel or even the OnePlus, you start noticing that lag, and it gets sort of irritating, I would say. The Pixel is one of those phones, and even OnePlus 3, that spoils you, I would say, in terms of fluidity. But the most fluid, the vote would go to the Pixel as of now. Let's quickly move. Again, some of you are asking me about Android updates for specific devices. No idea, guys, when it will come. Rutvik is asking me about Netflix. Netflix, guys, I would say people mistaken Netflix for a lot of movies. You don't get a lot of movies on Netflix, but it's a lot of shows, serials and whatnot. So if you are into that kind of thing, you'll like Netflix. But if you're going for movies, you'll be sorely disappointed with Netflix. Your thoughts on LG flagship V20? Let's see, man. If it launches in India, I'll try to review. I generally don't like to, comment on product just looking at specs, because specs is one thing and the actual performance can be very good, very different. But the V20 seems to be a good device. Let's see when it launches in India and at what price point. Oh, this is by GIT. He's asking, what things of Android you were missing when you use the iPhone 7 as your primary phone? Very interesting question. I would say rows and rows of iPhones. It starts to get very boring. I would say you can't customize that one too much. So that was annoying. Then what else? Split screen is still not there on iPhone 7. I don't know why they don't have even on the iPhone 7 Plus. It has a huge screen. So sometimes I use that because in a small window I keep Twitter and other stuff I'm reading. So I got used to that. Now it's native with Android Nougat. And what else? And the basic thing is customization and freedom of stuff. For example, the moment I get a Android phone, I change the keyboard and the settings and the vibration feedback and whatnot. That is not that great on iPhone. Frankly speaking, yeah, we have some third-party support on iPhone, but the best keyboard still is the native keyboard that we have with the iPhone. But to give Apple credit, I don't know, I might be in the minority, but I like the 3D touch or whatever they called with the iPhone. So particularly in the keyboard, if you have an iPhone 6s or even 7, just while typing, you just press it hard while on the keyboard and it acts like a trackpad and stuff. So yeah, there are pros and cons. I would say if you're a person who likes to tinker too much, then you will be sort of feeling a little bit restricted with the iOS, and also the sharing options are pretty limited with the iOS. But again, you can get used to it unless you are a sort of a hardcore user and likes to modify a lot of stuff. Okay, OnePlus 3T question let's take, and we crossed 1,000 users, guys. Thanks for that. Rutvik is asking last thoughts. OnePlus 3T. It's a very rhyming word. Anyways, OnePlus 3T before launch. What do you want OnePlus to improve in this one? Very valid questions. It's going to be announced today. 11:30 p.m. in India would be the launch time, and it's not going to be a huge, hugely different in terms of looks and stuff compared to the OnePlus 3. It's going to have the Snapdragon 821 chipset that is slightly higher clocked, and still it's going to have a 1080p screen. But what things I would personally like to be improved over the OnePlus 3 is in terms of camera performance. I feel one of the biggest drawbacks of OnePlus 3 compared to the high-end flagships like the Pixel or the iPhones or the Galaxy S7 is in camera department. So I hope, rumors are that they're going to use a new Sony sensor. So I hope the camera performance really improves. And second thing is battery life. Yes. The battery, the quick charging is beautiful on the OnePlus 3, one of the best in the industries. But again, if you're sort of a heavy user, you have to top it up in the evenings about 7 o'clock or something. So if the new OnePlus 3T has slightly beefier battery, that should address those issues. So two things for me, camera and battery life. Do let me know what things you would like to see on the OnePlus 3T. But I've heard that the pricing will be slightly higher. Rumors are that it will be about $80 more compared to the prior version. So in India, if they launch, it might be about 4,500 to 5,000 more than the current pricing of the OnePlus 3. Let's quickly just refresh. But before that, let's look at the poll that Lenovo has for us this week. The poll is, battery life is undoubtedly one of the most desirable aspects of a smartphone. What's more important to you? First option is big battery size. Second is small battery with fast charging. A third is I just use portable chargers. So let me do one thing. Let me just try to make this poll live so you guys can actually vote. Let's see if it goes live. Always doing this during the live session is sort of tricky. Let's see. And you can also use the hashtag that is known as tell Lenovo to check. So I just posted it. I don't know. This is Sony experience. It's like it's not refreshing Twitter. So let's continue. If it goes live, let me see. Yeah, it went live. Okay, so you can vote. So coming back, some of you are asking me about which devices Xiaomi India is going to launch. No idea, guys. Why do you think they will share that information with me? Viren is asking which mobiles coming from Xiaomi India. I feel they might launch the Redmi Note 4 variant that comes with Snapdragon processor in India, because the Redmi Note 3 did very well. But still, on paper, I would say the Redmi Note 3 might be the more powerful one, because the Redmi Note 3 comes with the Snapdragon 650 SoC, whereas the Redmi Note 4 might be 625 watt. So that's one phone they might launch this year. I don't think so. The flagships of Xiaomi are going to be launched this year in India. Okay. Okay, let's take this question. This is by Mayur. He's asking which are the best earphones. Mayur, you haven't mentioned anything regarding the pricing, because earphones start from 600 rupees to and goes all the way. I've tested earphones even costing about 18,000 rupees. In the budget range, I like the Audio Technica CLR 100. They sell anywhere from 600 to 650 rupees, but that doesn't have an inline microphone. If you require with the inline microphone, then there is the JBL T750 that I like. That's about 7 to 750 rupees. Other that I like are the Mi In-Ear Pro. Those are for what? 1400 rupees or so. So these are in the budget range. In Bluetooth budget range, I like this Soundpeats QY7. Can be had for about 1700 rupees when on sale. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's take one more question. Let's check the audio, guys. Give me a second. Always skate. Yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. Okay, what is this? This is by Norhan. He's asking which one should I buy, OnePlus 3 or Galaxy Note 5 or S6 Edge? Priority is gaming, camera and battery life. The Note 5 will have and the S6 Edge have very similar camera performance, and I think so in camera performance they will beat the OnePlus 3. But in overall performance, I would say unless you need that S Pen, the Note 5 has the S Pen, I would lean over to the OnePlus 3. And so let me quickly just refresh the questions, guys. Okay, somebody's asking me regarding Pixel. This is Akshat. He's asking any major difference in Pixel and the Pixel XL. Yes, I just recently started using the Pixel. I was using the Pixel XL earlier. Yeah, biggest difference is, I would say, in terms of size. I always felt that the Pixel XL was a little bit wide to hold in a single hand, but this is sort of comfortable to hold in a single hand. Obviously, the battery capacity is a bit less, but again, in terms of battery life, I'm getting a pretty decent battery life even with the Pixel. I'm still testing it, so don't want to comment about that too much. I'll be posting a video on the Pixel tomorrow, unboxing and physical comparison with the Pixel XL and the iPhone 7. What I have noticed is, apart from that, performance both are very good, but strangely for some reason, this regular Pixel heats up a little bit less compared to this Pixel XL. If I do the same task, both of them don't heat up too much, but this certainly gets a little bit more warmer compared to the regular Pixel. It might be due to the fact that this one is just having a 1080p screen, so the processor and the GPU simply doesn't have to work as hard as it does on the Pixel XL. But in terms of performance, both are very good, I would say. Battery life, I'm still testing. I did complete my battery life testing on Wi-Fi for the regular Pixel. On Wi-Fi, it's very good, but I have to test it on mobile data. We'll be doing that. Okay, let's quickly refresh. Okay, a lot of questions regarding the OnePlus 3T. Guys, it's going to be announced at 11:30 today, so just stay tuned to that. We know the specs. If you are expecting the specs to be very different, no, it's just a minor bump in specs. But I hope they improve the camera because it's supposed to have a new sensor. That's the main thing I would say. This is by Somak Das. He is asking, is iOS better than Android for long run usage? It depends, I would say. What I like with iPhones and iOS is that in terms of updates, if you look at it, then the iPhones do get updates longer compared to Android phones. Even if it's a Nexus, Google promises 2 years of update. But with iOS, you will definitely get updates for about 4 years with any device. And generally for 3 years, if you buy a device, for example, if you buy the iPhone 7 right now, you can make it work for almost 3 years. So in that respect, in updates, I would say iOS goes ahead. So yeah, in that area, iOS has an edge over Android. Because even with the Pixel, Google has said that the Pixel devices will get the latest Android updates at least for 2 years. It's not like they have said after 2 years they will close the updates, but they have promised updates at least for 2 years. So that's the question mark, at least word. I don't like that. Let me quickly just refresh, guys. Some of you are asking me questions about laptops and editing. I just use a Mac, man. I don't use Windows based computers or laptops for editing. So not the right person. You should ask Ash from C4E Tech. He uses Windows and Adobe Premiere. Okay, let's move. Muhammad is asking, any news on the Note 7? Note 7 has been stopped. It's banned. Samsung has stopped production of it. Note 7 is not going to come now. So forget about the Note 7. It's dead. Akshay is asking, Pixel or wait for Samsung Galaxy 8 or Nokia devices launching next year? Is the Mi 5S has the same camera sensor as the Pixel? I haven't tested the Mi 5S because it's not going to launch in India, so not very sure. But if you can wait for the Galaxy S8, you can. Obviously, the longer you wait, you get new devices. But again, you have to question, how long will you wait? Because by the time Galaxy S8 comes, there might be one more new device that is coming. So it depends. As of now, I like the Pixel. I would say one of the best Android experience for now. But looks like Samsung is going to produce a good Galaxy 8 this year because the Note 7 flopped. And if the Galaxy 8 flops, Samsung will be in problems. So a lot of high expectations I'm also having with the Galaxy S8. Nokia, let's see. Yeah, Nokia is planning to come with a new Android device. But let's see and let's keep our fingers crossed. We don't want to comment anything as of now. Abhilash is asking, I currently own the Moto X Play, okay? I'm planning to buy the Mi Max. Is it a good idea? The Mi Max is a good device, Abhilash, but ask your question. It's sort of a tablet, I would say. I won't even call it, phablet. This is the Mi Max, okay? This is the Mi Max. This is the Pixel. See the size difference and you decide. I use this Mi Max as a mini tablet replacement. So if you're okay with that size, the performance of the Mi Max was good. The build quality is actually better than the Redmi Note 3. So you can check out my review. I've already posted my review on the Mi Max. But it's a really, really big device. Okay, somebody is asking about Samsung. Preston is asking, do you recommend the Samsung Galaxy on next? Else, which one you recommend other than the Moto G4 Plus? I personally, as a tech reviewer, I would say I can't recommend the Galaxy on next for the price it's commanding. For 18,500, the GPU that they have put is underpowered. So gaming will be a very bad experience. Also, second problem with the Galaxy on next is, this is the Galaxy on next, that again, in terms of sensor, you know that it skims on almost every sensor out there. It doesn't have auto brightness. See how bright it is. Like I have to manually every time use this stupid device. I have to adjust the brightness and stuff. So it skips on almost all the sensors. I would say and it's selling for what? 18,500. Yeah, if it was selling for 12, 13,000, I wouldn't have complained. But at 18,500, Samsung is just skimping on a lot of things. But it's not a bad device, I would say. It's okay enough, decent enough, I would say. But if you really want that Samsung branding, you can go with that. But at that price of 18,500, you can have a look at the, what was that, Lenovo ZUK Z2 Plus. That is way more powerful device than the Galaxy on Next, and you'll get all sensors. You can even watch YouTube 360 degrees video, VR and whatnot. Okay, let's move. This is by Sunjay Kale. He's asking, is the Moto Z Play a good phone for the long run because it has a mediocre chipset? It doesn't have a mediocre chipset, I would say. Let me check the audio, guys, before. It's having the Snapdragon 625 chipset, which is actually a very good chipset. It is very well optimized. The biggest strength for the Moto Z Play is the battery life that you'll get. So if you're looking for a phone, you currently have a phone and you are always worried about the battery life, and by the end of the day it dies. If you're that kind of a person, sort of a heavy usage person, then I would recommend you the Moto Z Play, because the battery life on that is fabulous. One of the best battery life among the mid-range premium phones. But again, if it's just you're just looking for horsepower, then I would say add a little bit more and go with the OnePlus 3. Again, I've posted reviews for both the OnePlus 3 and the Moto Z Play. So check that for the detailed pros and cons. Let's quickly move now. Okay, this is by Sarveshwan. He's asking, how do you get smartphones before it's officially launched? We don't get smartphones always before the official launch, but yeah, sometimes we do get these companies send us review units under embargo. But it's under embargo means until it's commercially launched, we cannot even speak about the device. So it's not always. I would say we get about 15 to 20% of the devices before launch, but others mostly after launch. For example, today the OnePlus 3T is launching. We don't have it. I in fact had a talk with the OnePlus team today, and they said they're giving very vague answers. The PR team was telling they don't even know if the OnePlus 3T is going to launch in India, and I'm like, okay, fine, thank you. So sometimes, yeah, you get, sometimes you don't, but it's pretty less, I would say. It's not too much. Okay, this is a very interesting question from Shirat saying, you become the CEO of a smartphone brand. Which brand would it be and what would you do? Okay, lots. I can give a lot of advices, I would say, in this thing. For example, if I become the CEO of Samsung mobile division, first thing I'll do is I'll scrap the amount of models that they are releasing. Samsung in the premium range, it's very well defined. They have the Galaxy S lineup, that like the S7 whatnot, then we have the Note series. So the premium lineup is very well defined. But when it comes to mid-range or whatever, every 20 days they release a product. And the products are so confusing that it confuses the end consumer. On Next Pro, on 7, on 5, God knows what. One with the, and very minor changes. One will have a fingerprint scanner, one might not have a fingerprint scanner. One model will have auto brightness sensor, the other model won't have. So instead of doing all this bullshit, why don't you, in that price segment, launch one good phone? It'll be great for your brand and it'll be great for the consumers. And I feel I'll give this advice now even to Moto. Moto, when it was with Google, their focus was very well defined, releasing one flagship, one great mid-range, that the Moto G series, and the Moto E on the budget range. But now in the Moto G, I don't know, we have four or different models. Moto E is, I don't know what's happening to the Moto E. In the premium range, they're launching 3 different models. So again, too many models. So that way I like OnePlus. They are just concentrating on building one great phone. And yeah, and after 6 months now, as we're going to get an increment for that. That strategy is fine, but launching dozens and dozens of phones every month and thinking that they'll do great is a stupid, marketing strategy. Uh, okay, let's move. This is by Sainath. He's asking which device has the best fingerprint scanner, any price. These days, Sainath, most of the phones actually have a very good fingerprint scanner, apart from a few phones. The Galaxy S7 S7 Edge and even the Note 7 didn't have a good fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner on this Sony Xperia XE is also one of the most rubbish fingerprint scanners that I have seen. On the other hand, I would say iPhone 7, Pixel, OnePlus 3 all have fabulous fingerprint scanners. So I don't know what is Samsung doing, and even the Sony Xperia XE, like rubbish fingerprint scanner. Half of the time, see, I'm hitting the fingerprint scanner, it simply doesn't recognize. I don't know. So yeah, other companies are getting it right, but Samsung and now Sony, those are the two that they really need to improve. And let's quickly move. Vidit Sharvat is asking best phone in around 20,000 budget. This is being ruled by the Chinese vendors right now. You can have a look at the Lenovo Z2 Plus and even the Xiaomi Mi 5. Generally, it goes on sale and it hovers around the 21,000 price point. In fact, you should check the video that I posted where I compared the Lenovo Z2 Plus, the Mi 5 and the OnePlus 3 to get an idea of which one does better in what department. Let's move. Let me quickly refresh, guys. Let me just refresh the questions. I'm just refreshing the questions. Okay, this is by Amit. He's asking, he says, I've ordered the Moto E3 Power for my aunt. Is it a good buy or should I cancel the order for Redmi 3S Prime? Frankly speaking, I would say I would opt for the Redmi 3S Prime over the Moto E3 Power. As you have mentioning, it's just for your aunt, and I'm hoping she doesn't do any gaming. It'll be fine. Battery life is good, screen quality is good, but the phone, when you do gaming or do heavy stuff, is a little bit sluggish. Even in UI, I noticed the sluggishness because the chipset, MediaTek chipset that is used on the Moto E3 Power is simply not good. It is outdated. So definitely my pick would be the Redmi 3S Prime over the Moto E3 Power. Yeah. Somebody's asking, do I use any VPN services? No, I don't use any VPN services. Hardly require them. Okay, this is again a computer related question. I like it. Dhruv was asking, I want to buy a new laptop. Should I buy the MacBook Pro 2015 or the 2016? Is there any major difference in performance of the MacBook Pros? In terms of raw performance, there won't be a huge leap. You might notice a 10 or 15% improvement. But generally, when you do work, you don't notice that. In GPU intensive applications, you will notice because the new GPUs on the MacBook Pro, specifically the 15 inches, not the 13 inches, is much more improved. But again, the 2016 MacBook Pro 15 inch is going to be very expensive in India, and it's going to come out only by end of December, and it'll start at 2,06,000 rupees. So pretty pricey, I would say. Okay, let's move. YouTube related question. Let's quickly take this. This is by Akshay Kumar. He's asking, which mic is good for beginners for recording YouTube videos and what software should be used? It depends. Regarding the software, let's talk about that first. It will depend on the platform, what you're using. If it's Mac, I would say check out iMovie. You get that bundled free with every Mac, and it's a fabulous video editing software, I would say. Trust me, if it wasn't for the iMovie, I would have given up on YouTube. It was so easy that I started enjoying making videos. So on Mac, it's that. Windows, frankly speaking, no disrespect, I don't use it. I haven't used Windows Movie Maker, but that's one that you get for free. On the paid one, you have a clone of Sony Vegas, made by Sony itself. Elements, I don't recall the name. It's just for $100. You can have a look at that. Frankly speaking, I just don't recall the name, but you can have a look at that. Moving to mic, I would say initially, do one thing. If you have a very good smartphone, use that as audio recorder. Keep it in your pocket, because some of the microphones, for example the Galaxy S7, the iPhone 7, have a fabulous microphone. You can use that. Other thing is that you can use a lapel mic. I like the Audio Technica 3380 or something. It's now available in India also. You can order from amazon.com. It's a wired lapel mic, and that also produces very good audio. In fact, for the first 1 year of 6-7 months of YouTube that I did, I always used to use that lapel mic. So I feel it's a great value for our money. So invest in decent lapel mic. They produce very good audio. And as I've told you, I had some great luck. Sometimes I've used smartphones audio also. Some of them do very good. It's not like every smartphone records good audio, but some of them record very well. My best pick as of now among all the smartphones with the best audio pickup, vote if I have to give, would be the iPhone 7. And some of you will disagree, and say the S7 has better audio pickup. No, the S7, though the audio pickup, it looks to be loud, but the problem is that it picks up a lot of background noise also. That is not good in editing. The S7, the iPhone 7, I'm talking about the S7. iPhone 7 audio pickup that way is a lot cleaner. If there is also a little bit of noise around, it cuts that down. And obviously the volume levels are not that high on the iPhone 7 audio recording, but as you are editing, you can always level that up in editing. So I hope that helps. So guys, it's been over 30 minutes now, so I will be ending this live Q&A session. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And guys, we do this live Q&A session every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So I hope to see you next week. Thank you guys. See you soon.